All right, this isn't some cinematic speech. This is just real talk. This video is 7 things I wish I actually understood in my 20s. Not motivational poster stuff, not grind set Twitter nonsense, just things that hit after you've lived a bit. Number one, your 20s are not the best years of your life. I know that sounds depressing, but it's actually kind of freeing. Everyone hypes this decade up like it's supposed to be insane, like you're supposed to be confident, successful, hot, surrounded by friends, doing meaningful work, traveling, falling in love, figuring yourself out all at once. And if that doesn't happen, you feel like you're failing. But here's what your 20s actually feel like for most people. You don't know what you're doing, you're broke, or just barely scraping by. You don't feel like an adult, but you're treated like one. You overthink everything, and you're constantly comparing yourself to people online who look way ahead of you. Half the time you feel behind, the other half you feel numb, and then every once in a while you have a really good night and you're like, okay, maybe life is good, and then it's back to confusion again. That's normal. Your 20s aren't supposed to be the highlight reel, they're supposed to be the tutorial. And tutorials are awkward. You mess up a lot, you don't know the controls yet, and you die in dumb ways. The problem is nobody tells you that, so you think something's wrong with you when really you're just early in the game. If you're in your 20s right now and you feel lost, congrats. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Number two, you're not doing things for you, you're doing them for future you. This one took way too long to click. Most decisions feel small in the moment: skipping the gym, blowing money, putting things off, staying up too late, avoiding uncomfortable conversations. You tell yourself it's fine, and yeah, it is fine for today. But the thing no one explains is that future you is guaranteed. That person is loading in whether you prepare or not. Every decision you make is either helping that version of you or setting traps for them. Once you start thinking like that, everything changes. You stop asking, do I feel like doing this? And start asking, will this screw me over later? And it's not about being perfect, it's about stacking small wins, because small wins compound like crazy over time. 3 years feels far away until suddenly it's not, and then you're living inside the results of choices you barely remember making. Number three, everyone is dealing with something. Literally everyone. It's really easy to think other people have it figured out, especially online, especially people your age who seem successful or confident or ahead. But that's just the outside. Nobody walks through life clean. Every single person is carrying something: family stuff, mental health stuff, identity stuff, money stress, relationship damage, or just straight up fear about the future. Once you realize that, you stop taking everything so personally. That friend who snapped at you is probably overwhelmed. That person who ghosted is probably drowning. That confident guy who looks like he's winning is probably holding it together with duct tape. This doesn't mean you excuse bad behavior. It just means you stop assuming you're the only one struggling. Life is heavy for everyone. Some people are just better at hiding it. That's the first three. Number four, escapes stop working. And I don't mean right away. At first, they work great. Staying up late, getting high, drinking, scrolling, binge gaming, just anything that shuts your brain off. Early on, it feels like relief. Like, yeah, finally I can breathe. Finally, I don't have to think about my life. But here's the part nobody warns you about. Once something stops being fun, it never magically becomes fun again. You can chase it, you can double down, you can tell yourself you just need the right night, the right people, the right mood. But the truth is, the thing you're really enjoying isn't the escape, it's the environment or the company or the fact that you're not alone in that moment. And when that fades, the escape just feels hollow. Then it starts feeling heavy. Then it starts feeling like something you need instead of want. That's usually the point where people think, maybe I just need more of it. That's the trap. If something used to help you relax and now it just helps you avoid, that's not relaxation anymore. That's avoidance. There's nothing wrong with chilling and nothing wrong with fun, but if the thing you're using to cope is the reason you can't move forward, it's costing more than it's giving. Number five, you don't need to win this decade. The internet has completely fried people's expectations. Everyone thinks they need to be insanely successful super early with proof, screenshots, numbers, validation. And if you're not crushing it, you feel like you're behind or broken or wasting time. But here's the thing: most people who look like they're winning right now are just early, not better. Success isn't evenly distributed by age. It's messy, it's random, it's delayed. A lot of people don't hit their stride until way later, but nobody, posts about the years where nothing happens. If you're spending this decade learning, messing up, building basic skills, figuring out what you hate and what you can tolerate, that's not wasted time. That's foundation. And chasing success without building yourself first just gives you a louder version of the same problems. Once your basic needs are covered, everything else is internal. If you don't know how to sit with yourself, no amount of wins fixes that. Number 6, easy choices make life hard. Hard choices make life easy. This sounds like motivational nonsense, but it's painfully real. Easy choices feel good now. Sleep in, skip it, do it tomorrow, avoid it, ignore it. Hard choices feel annoying. Go outside, move your body. Here's what flips. Unhandled stuff lives in your head. It drains you. It makes everything heavier than it needs to be. Or when you actually do the hard thing, even small stuff, there's this weird calm that comes after. Not because life is perfect, but because your brain stops yelling at you. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about buying peace. The less you avoid, the quieter your mind gets. Number 7, you can't outrun yourself. This one's uncomfortable, but it matters. A lot of people spend their 20s running. New cities, new jobs, new relationships, new distractions. Anything to avoid being alone with their thoughts. And it works for a while, but wherever you go, there you are. If there's stuff you haven't dealt with, it follows you, just in different clothes. And eventually, life slows down enough that you're forced to look at yourself. When that happens, the goal isn't to judge or hate who you see, it's just to be honest. You don't need to fix everything at once, you just need to stop pretending it isn't there. Most growth doesn't come from adding more, it comes from finally addressing the things you've been avoiding. Once you do that, you stop needing constant noise, constant movement, constant distraction. You start feeling solid even when nothing exciting is happening. One thing nobody warns you about is how lonely your 20s can feel, even if you're surrounded by people. Friend groups drift, people get busy, everyone's on different paths, and suddenly the group chat is quiet. You start wondering if you did something wrong, if you're the problem, if you're falling behind socially. Most of the time, it's just life diverging. Some people are grinding, some are surviving, some are checked out, some are pretending they're fine. It's not personal, it just feels personal. This is where a lot of people panic and start forcing friendships, forcing relationships, forcing connections that don't actually fit, just so they're not alone. Being alone for a bit isn't failure, it's a reset. It teaches you who you are without an audience, without validation, without noise. If you never learn how to sit alone, you end up tolerating anything just to avoid silence. Another thing, you don't actually need motivation, you need momentum. Motivation is unreliable, it comes and goes, and if you wait for it, you'll wait forever. Momentum is boring. It's showing up when nothing feels exciting, doing the thing even when you don't feel like it matters. But once momentum starts, it carries you. You don't need to hype yourself up, you just move. Most people aren't stuck because they're lazy, they're stuck because they're overwhelmed, and overwhelmed people freeze. The solution isn't a massive life overhaul, it's doing one small thing consistently until your brain remembers, oh, we're moving again. Also, your thoughts are not facts. This one messes people up bad. Just because your brain says you're behind, you're wasting time, you're not enough, doesn't mean it's true. Your brain is a prediction machine, not a truth machine. It tries to keep you safe, not happy, and sometimes it does that by being loud, negative, and convincing. Learning to notice thoughts without immediately believing them is a game changer. You don't have to argue with them or defeat them. You just have to not obey every single one. Some thoughts are just noise, static, background chatter. Another hard truth, nobody's coming to save you, not in a scary way, in a freeing way. There's no perfect mentor, no perfect opportunity, no moment where everything suddenly clicks and life gets easy. Waiting for that moment keeps you stuck in neutral. Once you accept that you're responsible for your direction, even if you didn't cause your problems, you stop waiting and start steering. It's not fair, but it is empowering. And finally, you're doing better than you think. Seriously. If you're questioning your life, your habits, your direction, that already puts you ahead of where you'd be if you didn't care at all. Growth doesn't feel like winning, it feels like uncertainty and discomfort and constantly adjusting. Most people who are actually improving feel like they're failing because their standards are higher now. So if you feel confused, tired, but still trying, still thinking, still learning, you're not lost. And yeah, before I end this, if any of this hit or felt familiar, drop a comment below. Either say you related or leave a piece of advice you wish you heard earlier. Someone scrolling through the comments probably needs it more than they realize. I'll see you guys in the next one.